It's social media game changing. On June 18, Meta released the Threads API, and with it, there are lots of opportunities available for those willing to take advantage of it. The issue is, not everyone knows how to do the API integration between the projects that are being mobile and the Threads API. Hey, for those of you that know, let's be real, takes time, and sometimes you don't want to take time to do it. We developed a plugin to help you connect your project to the Threads API. Takes about 10 to 15 minutes. And in this video, I would like to show you and guide you through the process on how to, number one, create your Meta developer account, create an app on Meta that connect your project to, but also, and I would say equally important, how to create all the necessary workflows to make it work seamlessly. Now, with our plugin, we have included an editor that have all the workflows that we're going to create in here. Nothing new, but we wanted to make a video for you to see how the process goes from the very beginning until you have something that is functioning for you. Um, with that being said, before we proceed, I would like to tell you two things. Number one is that if you like our videos, please consider subscribing. But more than that, I would really appreciate if you leave a comment below and letting us know on whether or not you're enjoying our videos and what would you like us to do next. Um, Also, if you can please like the video, I would really appreciate it. It helps us reach more people. But number two, I would like you to let us know what we're missing. So we're developing 50 plugins by the end of the year. We want to make sure that we're developing what you need. This Threads API plugin and the next 3 or 4 plugins that we're releasing, Facebook, Insta, Reddit, among others, that we're releasing is because customers have requested us to develop these plugins and release them. And that's what we're doing. I would like to develop what you need. So if you let me know either down in the comments below, send me an email, let me know in forums, on X, Hangout Nest, and LinkedIn. Any way that you want to let me know what you need, just share it with me so I can put it on my to-do list. Right now, we are developing 3 or 4 plugins. At this specific moment, we're developing a template as well, but I can assure you that we give priority to what our community wants. But with that being said, let me stop right there and let's jump into what you came here to watch, which was how to put together these plugins so you can start using it. Very first thing that you will want to do is go to the Meta Developers platform. And that's where you're going to create the app in which you're going to get the credentials that you need to connect your Threads API to your Bubble project. So you will want to go to developers.faves.com, and I will make sure I include that down in the description below. So it's relatively easy for you to click and go to the Meta Developer platform so you can get this done. You will want to click on the top right corner under apps, and that is going to open your developer dashboard. And here we have a few apps that we have created. I'm going to be a little bit lazy. I'm going to copy this name and remove this app because that's an app that we were using before, but we're not going to use it because we're going to recreate it for you. Let me this app here. So on the top right corner, with the green button that reads Create App, you're going to click there, and you're going to select which business portfolio you want to use. Just select a random one. Really important that here you need to select the option that reads Access the Threads API. This is the only one that will allow you to create your, to connect your application to the Threads endpoints. So we're going to click on this one, and we're going to click Next. Here under the app name, we are just pasting the name that we have copied before. We're going to click Next and then create an app. Now it's going to ask you for, if you have the 2-factor authentication, it's going to probably ask you, what is it? But it's going to probably ask you for the code from your authentication app, which is what I was opening on my phone. So keep that in mind. So now that you're here on this dashboard, we're going to take a moment. We're going to transition back into your Bubble project, and we're going to take a look at how everything would flow. Now that we are in our installation, we will want to go to the Bubble Marketplace within your application, and you will want to find the Threads plugin. And the Threads plugin costs $75 right now on the marketplace. And it takes about 10 to 12 hours to put together this plugin or build the integration between the Threads API to your application, between reading and understanding Meta's documentation. If you value your time at more than $7.50, then I would argue that this is a great deal. If it's less, then perhaps you want to go back and learn how to do this API connection between Bubble and the Threads API. But if you're here, I believe that you're probably looking into getting this plugin. So I will go to the Bubble Marketplace and purchase the plugin. If you want to test it out before, I would suggest a subscription. But if you want to get it, I believe the best deal is buying it. Don't get me wrong, I make more money if you buy the subscription because every month you have it. Every month I would make $15. And in 5 months, I just get the $75 that it would cost outright. But I believe that best deal for you would be to buy it outright for $75. But it's up to you, whichever you want to do. If you want to test it out, I would recommend the subscription first and then go purchasing the plugin. So once you buy it, it will get installed in your Bubble installation. And we're going to go and fill these blanks right here. You want to go to preview. You want to go to the app setting, click on basic under your Meta API, Meta developer dashboard. This app ID, you will want to copy that and you want to go back to your Bubble installation and fit and paste it here under the client ID. Same thing here for the developer side. Go back to your Meta developer dashboard, and the app secret is the client secret. So copy and paste. And this is done. There's nothing else that you will need to do here other than upgrading as we are adding more endpoints or more features into this plugin. Later on, you will see that you will get a banner that says can upgrade. And to upgrade, all you have to do is click and go to the new version. That's it. It's not complicated like other softwares out there like WordPress, where some updates can be life-changing. They can break your installation. It doesn't work like that with Bubble plugins. Now, I would like to point something out to you, and that is the endpoints that we have made available. If we're missing any endpoint at any given time and we haven't talked about adding them, please let us know. Sometimes we miss the provider's communication and we're not able to add those endpoints. Sometimes we haven't added endpoints for one reason or the other because we believe that people are not going to use them or for whatever reason. But if you feel that we're missing something, please let us know, whether that is down in the comments below or through an email at jvasquez@hustlinglabs.com. But other than that, these are the ones that are available right now. There will be more available in the future as Meta continue adding more endpoints to the Threads API. Before we continue moving forward, there is something I want to point out, is that while I had taken a break, I was exploring my installation and reviewing my notes, and there is one thing I overlooked. The client ID that you're selecting is not the one that is at the top. It's actually, you have to scroll a little bit to get it. And I will show you what I'm talking about. So I instructed you to get this app ID to add right here, as that's not the one that you want to use. The one that you want to use is this one right here, the Threads app ID. The app secret is exactly the same. So you're not, oh, it's not the same. So the secret is also, you need to be replacing it. But we're going to continue moving forward. So I created a button here that is going to be used to connect the Threads account. So we're going to edit this workflow. We're going to go under navigation and open an external website. I will be providing you with this link down in the comments below for you to use for to establish the authorization flow. But we're going to just add this here. You want to add your app's ID to it. And this is one of the two things that you're going to change. This one is the first one. Second one is the URI. And we want to use this preview from the demo. So we're going to go back here and we're going to change it. Please do not change the scopes. The scopes are the permissions that your user is providing you. If you change any of them, there will be some endpoints that are not going to work correctly or are not going to work at all. Please make sure you don't change anything other than those two, the redirect URI and the client ID. So now that we have that set up, we're going to go here to my developer app. I have created a demo account. So we're going to add people. It's going to be an administrator. And I will tell you why we do this in a moment. And hosting labs for them. Oh. So hosting labs demo, and we're going to add it. Now you have to go to your demo account. I want to refresh this. What's it? There's settings. And then account. If it was site permissions, invites, and demo for video threads. Yeah, that one. So the reason why we're doing this is because Meta doesn't allow you to test with live users. They have to be invited manually while your application is in the development stage. So while your application is in this stage that I'm about to show you, there is mode in development. They have to be added manually. Once your application is out of the development stage and it has been approved by Meta, then you don't have to do this manually. But for now, while in development, you will have to go to app roles. You have to add people. Go to the threads tester, select the threads tester option, enter their username, and click add. If not, they won't be able to use your application. All right, now that we have created this workflow, we're going to test it to make sure that we can authorize my account officially from the front end into my mobile application. We're going to click connect to threads. And it looked like it's taking me correctly to the threads website. We're going to continue as Hustling Labs demo. And it should redirect me back to the exact same page. And it's a success. We're going to go here and yep, there's a code. All right, cool. Now the next thing that we want to do is we're going to set up backend workflows. First backend workflow is going to be an API workflow that is going to be establish connection. And that established connection is going to have few parameters. The first one is going to be code, and the second one going to be the redirect URI. So the first thing that we want to do is we're going to go under plugin, and we are going to exchange code for the user access token. The code is going to be the parameter that get passed, and the redirect URI would be the second parameter. Now we're going to take that one step further, and we're going to exchange the short token for a long-lived token, and this will be the result of step number one, body access token. The reason why we're doing this is because the first access token that you're going to get expires in 60 minutes. The second access token, the long-lived token, expires in six months. It's either 3 months or 6 months, one or the other. I'm sorry. Bottom line, you have some time. So you want to make sure that you're establishing that you're creating that access token. We're going to be a little bit lazy, and we're going to create, let's copy this from our application and not that. So something I like to do is, at least for testing, we're going to create a new thing here. We're going to set all fields, and we're going to make sure that if there are any errors, I get to know what it is so I can debug. I'm going to take this out. Step one. Sorry. We're going to do the same thing for the next, but this one is going to be step three, and this is actually step two of the whole thing. And lastly, we're going to create a new thing. The new thing that we're going to create is going to be the threads integration. Show fields, token expires in, that's resource step 3, body expires in. Let me make sure this is correct. I copied, pasted some stuff, but I don't know if they are actually correct. Let's delete some of this stuff, get it the way. I'm sorry I didn't clean the database before. Okay. What expires in, actually, I'm sorry, it's current date and time plus seconds, reserve step 3, but expires in. Cool. Active. Yep. Deleting this. Delete. We are not going to do this one yet. User, it's current user. You want to make sure you identify who does it belong to. And the access token is the resource step 3, body access token. Connected time is current date time. We are not disconnecting. And the user ID, we are not doing this one yet, but we will do it. So we're going to add another workflow here. And what we want to do is, we're going to, let's refresh. Okay, actually, we're not going to. So that should be it. Now, what we want to do is we want to go to the page or back to the page if we can find threads integration. And what we will want to do is we will actually use this. So let's rebuild this. So you want to get data from the URL, and the data will be the code parameter. And when it's not empty, it's going to schedule an API workflow, and that API workflow will be established connection workflow. The code is going to be, again, getting the code from the URL, and the redirect URI would be, let's see. Actually, we know the redirect URI is space. We actually don't have to get it because we already know it. Now, keep in mind that the redirect URI here will have to match the one that you have added before. So with that being said, we can probably get it from here and it's going to be faster. And make sure that we have the right data. Yep. Schedule time, run date time. Don't worry about this. I'm just hiding groups and showing groups based on this. And that's how you do the authorization. Next, we're going to start doing workflows. The next one that we will do is we're going to create a post. So we're going to open the right thread. Open this up. And as you can tell, I have added a few elements to actually write the threads. We'll do a single post thread. If there is enough interest, we will work on multi-post thread, but do one for the immediate moment. And what we will want to do is we will go to a backend workflow and we will do publishing posts. There are a few things that we want to pass. The first one is assets token, post content, and we'll fit on. So first one what to do is, since this is a post, we will want to create a media container. So the media container have to be created before you can publish the post. That's just the way that the Threads API work. So the assets token will be the assets token that we're passing as a parameter. Test for what is going to be posted will be the post content, and the other one was the user ID. We're going to add a user ID, and that user ID will be passed as a parameter as well. We will not add any images or URL because we haven't done the design for that or added the elements for that. Then for the next one, you will want to go to the single thread post step 2, publish the container. And again, the user ID needs to be added. The creation ID is the result step 1 body ID, which is the ID of the container. So it knows which container is publishing. And then the assets token, you're adding, again, the same parameter. Now that you have created this, we're going to go back to Threads integration page. We are going to hide this one, show this one. And on the post button, we are going, let's actually delete this and let's simplify this. We're going to schedule an API workflow. And that API workflow we're going to schedule is the publishing single post, the access token. Let's go back and let's do something about this. Let's add here which threads account, and this is going to make sense in a moment. We're adding the threads integration. Let's see, did we create any threads? Not yet. That's fine. But basically, this is going to be access token is going to be the current user, threads, user access token. Post content is going to be threads, content, multi-line input, one value, the user ID, again, current user, threads, user ID, and schedule date and time is current date and time. We are, yep. And let's see if we have, yep, those notifications. I love those notifications. Notify and notifier. Post has been. And we're going to go back, make sure that this is only able to do it when value is not empty. All right. So now that we have that out of the way, we are going to go back to the back end workflow and let's try to figure out how we can get the user ID, which I forgot to give. Yep, got a user ID. So the user ID is under the step 1, which is when you change the user code for a user access token. And now we're going to be testing what we have built. All right, now we're ready to test this out. So let's give it a good old try and make sure that everything's working correctly. And if it's not, then we will troubleshoot here so you can see how we troubleshoot some of these plugins. So we're going to connect to threads. Clicking that, it says that I previously connected. We're going to continue as Hustling Labs, and it's going to redirect me back to my application as long as there are no issues. Step 1 is complete. Let's make sure that we have created a brand new. All right, so it didn't create. And the reason why it didn't create is because this plan that I'm in is not using, it's not, it doesn't allow for the backend workflows to run. So I had to pay for this, for a plan for this application so we can make sure that you can test this out and make sure it works. But it's the exact same deal. Your post thread, again, you have this too, and you have the 3 parameters for connecting. You exchange, create debug, exchange, create debug, create an thread integration, and also we make change to the user, adding this thread integration to the user. That being said, I'm going to delete from the database those so we can have a brand new slate, start from 0, and you can see exactly how it works. So we're going to go to the threads demo. This would be nice looking on site. As you can see, like the design is different. We're still working on the design. It's going to look much nicer. So in this regard, we created the demo button and the connecting button here. So I'm going to click the button. Going to take me to the threads authorization. We're going to continue as Hustling Labs demo. It's going to redirect me back to my application, in this case, to the index page, because right now that's what it's meant to do. So we will have to change, actually, we are going to copy this and paste it here. And we are going to forget about these ones because I'm going to do it. Just going to get this done. As you can see, the redirect URL or URI doesn't contain any pages. It just goes to the home page. So let's try this one more time and just make sure that everything is working correctly. I'm going to continue. It loads the page. Now we are going to go threads integration. As you can see, it just created one just now. Stop. And it's probably still doing some of the data that it needs to do, but all the information is there. And let's go. Yep, it added the threads integration. Now that we know that that is out of the way, we're going to go back and we have set it up in a way where we know that we're connected. So displays my image and my username. And we're going to show you how to do that in a moment. But now that we're connected, we can go here. Why is it redirect? Let's see what this. Oh, all right. It's taking me to the index page for whatever reason. So the threads integration. All right, cool. And again, this is a work in progress for the template that we're working. So here we are going to just copy this, paste it, post it. And we didn't figure that way, so we have to click post again down here. And we got a notification that the post has been created. Let's make sure that the post has been created. Not a sec. Let's see what we did. Let's go to the layer. And again, like we created this on the other side, not exactly on this side. So we need to make sure that we had done what we need to do to be successful. We're going to threads, content, value, test, okay. Set up the same way. Release threads is as token for the ID, Let's use ID. So the issue might be in the backend. Threads and post thread. And post test is token is post a thread. Let's make sure we are using the right API. Cool. All right, so here's the issue. We are going to schedule an API workflow. This is all going to be backend. Post a thread. The access token is the current user. Threads, user access token. User ID, and it's the current user. Threads, user ID. This is right now. And this is multi-line input value 1. All right. Now that we have done that, we should fix the issue and make sure that posting the right thing. As you can tell, it just posted the wrong thing. It's not there yet, but as we wait, there is one thing that kind of bothered me that I would like to fix, and that is reset relevant inputs. Just make sure that better user experience. Okay, cool. Post has been created. Let's go home page. Let's go back. Nothing there yet, huh? Let's try this again and make sure. Okay, post came through. And as you can see, my last post took a while. But it's there. Here we are measuring how many characters are there. So that would be something pretty cool that we're creating. Let's see, a bunch of great characters, and there we go. It's working as expected. Now for the next thing, we're going to be working on some of the data calls that we do to ensure that we're making a nicer user experience. Now for the last part of using the Threads API plugin, and that is using the data calls that we have set up for often. I will teach you how to do one of them, specifically this one, and the other three, you can get them to work. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring the user profile image. So we're going to get data from the API, and that will be this data call that will return the user information, the access token, just as before. It's to be the Threads user access token for the current user, and here you want to bring the profile picture. Other information that you can bring is the username, the body ID, or the biography. In this case, we're going to use the profile picture. Copy this so we can reuse it here to display the user's username. Change that. Let's make sure that this is working correctly. That's a practice demo that I had before, but there you have it. And just to demonstrate that it's not just the one that was there before, and we're going to bold that thing. We're going to inverse them so you can see them. And there you have it. We can also make this circle. So you can tell that, hey, nothing fishy back there. But anyways, this is the way that you can retrieve data. One of the advantages of retrieving data is that the data will always be updated rather than saving data to the database. There are many instances where it makes the most sense to get fresh data, especially when you are displaying this kind of information or when you're displaying statistics or analytics. But this brought us to the end of our video. Thank you for watching. If you like it, please like, comment, subscribe, share. It really means a lot. I hope that I was able to answer most of your questions. If you have any additional questions, please leave them down in the comments below. I would be more than happy to answer them, whether that is recording another video or answering them directly to you. But I really appreciate you taking your time and watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.